us from a different time zone. Good afternoon and a good evening. I want to begin by firstly welcoming you all to this one-day virtual event, which is completely focused on Microsoft Purview and Defender. And I'd also like to take this moment to thank each and every single one of you who are present here today for this event. I know it's a Saturday and a lot of you have some plans. This is a weekend. Maybe you have something planned personally for yourself or for your family, or maybe this is something which you just want to chill and relax. But thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us here today. I can reassure you and confirm that we won't disappoint. We got a great speaker lineup and a great agenda, and you would really feel this day is really, worth the investment that you have made. With that, let's keep moving on. So what is this event all about? As the name itself says, it's a one-day virtual event which completely focuses on Microsoft Purview, Microsoft Defender, and all the related technologies. Until last year, the focus was only on Microsoft Purview. We call this as Microsoft Purview Day. But this time we thought that with AI and a lot of cool things which is happening on the Microsoft Defender and Purview space, it might make more sense to include Defender 2 and call it as Microsoft Defender and Purview and bring all the goodness in one single event rather than doing this as separate events. So which is why this time we thought let's go ahead and call it as Microsoft Purview and Defender and bring in both the worlds together in this one single event. So today is a day full of learning on the Microsoft Defender and Purview product stack. So this is a 10 hours non-stop virtual event, which means sessions are going to be happening back to back. You'll see speakers joining one after the other and delivering the sessions. And we have speakers from different time zones also and pretty much from all parts of the world. And they're all here to share their expertise and knowledge with you. This session has two tracks. So one is, as you could have seen in the event website, one is completely dedicated to Microsoft Defender, and the next one is completely dedicated to Microsoft Purview. Now, based upon your expertise, based upon what you're looking for the day, please make sure that you're on the right track. And also feel free to juggle around, right? So if at all you're comfortable with a given topic in Purview and something on Defender seems interesting to you, feel free to go ahead and look into that session. It's completely how you want to make use of this day. And as I said, we have speakers from different parts of the world. So our speakers are Microsoft MVPs, industry leaders. We also have speakers from the Microsoft product group team and also community experts. So today is just not about we presenting and you just listening to us. This also gives you an opportunity to ask a lot of questions, and it also tends to give you a chance to do some networking also. And I say networking, of course, it's not a lot of face-to-face networking that you can do like you do in in-person events, but at least make sure that you get to understand the speaker better, and then you can follow up with them on LinkedIn. And if at all you want to follow up on questions, feel free to do that. And you also have an opportunity to win exciting goodies in this event. I'll talk in detail about that in just about a few slides from now. So a day-long event like this really needs to be followed with proper guidelines, or else it's going to be complete chaos, right? So these are some session guidelines. And for someone who has already participated in our events before, you know what this means to you. So because a day-long event, we want to make sure that we stick to that, because only then we can start and finish on time. So the Teams meeting URL to join the sessions can be found on the event website. So what I mean by this is our event website, right? I'm just going to quickly show this in the screen here. MS Purview and DefenderDays.com. You click on agenda, you can come all the way here, right? So you have track one, which is completely dedicated to Microsoft Defender. And based upon if at all you're interested in Defender, just come here and click on this Teams icon, and it should take you right into the session, right? And for track two, this is completely dedicated to Microsoft Purview. And you can just come and click on this Teams icon, and you can start attending this session. And what we have done here is it is just one single Teams meeting invite, right? So you can just stay on this Teams meeting invite, and speakers will be joining one after the other to present their session. The same goes with track two too. I hope it makes sense. We want to make it's as simple as possible for you to join and take advantage of these sessions. Questions are mostly welcome, but what we would suggest is, please park your question towards the end of the session. So each speaker has planned a proper Q&A for, let's say, 5 or 10 minutes in their session. So that would be the right time for you to, ask your questions if at all you want to unmute and ask the questions. Also, during the course of the session, if you feel that, you want to ask your question, just put that in the Teams chat so that maybe at the end, the speaker can look at those questions and start answering them. As I said, all the sessions, we are trying our level best to make sure that all the sessions start at the exact same time and they end at the same time. But this wouldn't be possible without your support also, right? If there are a lot of questions coming up in a given session, then simply going to prolong that session, which means that's going to spill over to the next session. And we are going to be here for the, more than the time which is planned for this event. So please make sure that you're mindful of the time. And as I said, if at all you want to ask more questions, just have a conversation with the speaker, make sure that you want to follow up on LinkedIn and take it away from there. And in terms of attending the quiz, we are using a portal called as Quiz Hub. I'll be showing the Quiz Hub portal in about a few slides. So that is the portal which we'll be using for running the quiz, and there are 3 goodies that you can win. So please make sure that you're signing up to Quiz Hub. You have a login account already created, and because at the end of the entire day, at the end of the event is when we'll be running the quiz. And if at all you haven't been a member of our meetup group already, I kindly encourage all of you to join our meetup group. We have about 3,000, close to 3,500 members, and there is a lot of good stuff which we keep doing from this meetup group. So please make sure that you join. This is something which we completely focus on Microsoft 365, Power Platform, and also all the Microsoft security and Purview related stuff. So please make sure that you join and get benefited from this. All right. I would also like to take this moment to give a huge shout out to the event organizing team, because without them, an event of this sort and this scale wouldn't be possible. So these are all the wonderful people who are behind this event. So I just want to take a moment to thank everyone and give a huge shout out to them. Speakers. So as you could clearly see, we have about, I was just doing the math yesterday, we have about close to 29 to 30 speakers, right? And we have speakers from different parts of the world. Also, we have speakers from India, from Europe, from the US, Canada, and, speakers from all these different time zones. And they were really kind enough to spend some time out of their weekend schedule to come here and, share their knowledge with you. So I also want to take a moment to thank them all for doing this for the community. So to attend the quiz, so the quiz is planned from 7 to 7:15 p.m. IST. I repeat, it's 7 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. IST. And this is the portal that we would be using for the quiz. So the URL is quiz.confirm.com. So please make sure that you're visiting this portal well in advance and create an account for yourself, right? And during the quiz, we'll be talking about how we'll be running the quiz, what are the guidelines for that, what are the rules, so on and so forth. But at least if you can just save some time by signing up for this and making sure that you're all set and good to go, that'll be really grateful. All right, so with that, I also want to thank our sponsors. So we have Microsoft and Pentara Technologies who are our sponsors for this event. So all the goodies, or be it all the posters and everything that you see today was done by Pentara Technologies. And I really want to take this moment to thank them for really being instrumental in getting this event to where is it today. So without sponsors, I'm telling you folks, an event is really not possible. It's really not possible to put together an event. I want to take a moment to thank them personally. All right, so with that, all I can say is good luck and have fun. And I'd like to hand it over to our keynote speaker, Heike Ritter. And I must mention that she's based out of Germany. And when we reached out to her and said, Heike, it'll be really great if you can come on board and do the welcome note, right? And all we asked was just a recording. But she said, no, I would personally be there. I would like to be live and do the session for you folks. It's like 5 a.m. there for her in Germany. But she was kind enough to say that let me come live and do the keynote for you folks. So that really shows her community spirit, and she doesn't need any introduction. She has done a lot of security ninja sessions, and I personally learned a lot from her. And I don't think there is anybody better than her to come and do a keynote for this event. So with that, let me hand it over to Heike. Heike, over to you.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Now you make me almost cry. It's early in the morning, as you said, so I'm still, waking up. I haven't talked yet much, but thank you so much. Let me start sharing my screen.
Sure.
And start presenting. So You can see my slide,
Yeah,
all good?
yeah, you're good to go.
Wonderful. So, first of all, I would like to thank you. I'm really honored to do this keynote. I'm a huge fan of communities. That's why I also said, no, I'm waking up at 6 a.m., not 5 a.m. here in Germany. And with that, I actually want to talk a little bit shortly about community. So I've thought about a couple of words that are meaningful to me when it comes to a community. It is the exchange of information. It is meeting with people. I know, as you said as well, it's not in person, so you won't be able to meet face to face, but use the chat, use the opportunities to connect in any way that you feel, hey, the person has the similar challenges that I have. It's about contribution and a community. I love that this team put this together. It's a lot of work. It's not their work, it is their passion. You will build friends and all of this. So thank you so much for building this. But also, a community is nothing without its members. So thank you to you who comes to listen, who wants to learn, who is eager to get information on new things. So this community has now around 3,000, over 3,000 members, and it's still growing. It's an international community, so we can all meet from across the world. And this team, and please go to, if you are not a member yet, go to this user group page, sign up so you can learn about all the upcoming events that they are planning. So a big thank you for being part of that community, for joining, for contributing also to the speakers. As you said before, Vingesh, we are from all over the place, but this is what a community makes. So big thank you to everyone who is the community and is part of the community. So for everybody here, I think it is super important to expand the focus. And what do I mean with it? Look at our platform that we have at Microsoft. I started in the Defender world with Defender for Endpoint. It was called Windows Defender ATP at that time. And it was a very basic portal with a very sophisticated engine, but we had EDR and alerts in a portal. And over the time, and this is now almost 10 years, we developed a really sophisticated platform where we bring everything together. And every security analyst or every security persona, it's not about just a focus on one specific domain. I think we all need to expand what we are learning and what we are doing and how these things are coming together. So just recently, we announced that we are bringing Sentinel into the XDR portal, which means we have our XDR solution and our SIEM solution, which we call the Unified Security Operations Platform. The benefits are you don't have to ingest the Microsoft 365 the Microsoft Defender XDR data into Sentinel anymore and pay the extra storage over there. So now you bring Sentinel data into the Defender portal. It's not really bringing the data. So all the queries and everything that we do live over the Sentinel data, which is still in the Azure place. But you get a lot of new additional features, the Sentinel people as well as the XDR people, where we bring these two worlds together. We also have now Defender for Cloud data in the portal. We have Defender for IoT data. We have Entra ID data. And then, of course, and I will get to this in a moment, we have Purview data. So we are bringing all the really necessary data that you need to better protect and then also detect into a single place. And I think this is a huge journey that we started years ago, and there's no end because there's always new developments across the different teams that Microsoft really is committed to bring together. And as you can imagine, right, you work in a company as well, and there's this team and there's this team. Of course, we collaborate and we work together, but every single team is doing their work. So there is, of course, a huge effort to make sure that we are not working in silos, but we are working to bringing all these technologies together. And we are building the product based on your feedback, based on community feedback. We also have the customer connection program, aka.ms/join CCP if you would like to be part of that community. It is, you have to sign, if you don't have one, an NDA, so you will get access to engineering people. We will usually share upcoming ideas. We invite people to participate in private previews. We want you to play around with it and give us feedback so we can build the products that our customers, you and partners need. So this community now, or this event, expanded from Purview to also Defender. And there's a good reason, because again, we are bringing things together. So if you look now at the Defender portal, you have the insider risk score in the portal. You have the user risk information in the portal. You have the user risk in conditional access and Entra ID. So all of this is coming together. And then, of course, in Purview, as well as in the Defender portal, we have Copilot for Security. And I know there's two sessions, one session that talks about the Purview and the Defender integration and all the things that are super relevant and important for your work. How this works and how this looks like and how you investigate. And then there's a session from Rod about Copilot for Security in Microsoft Purview. And then it is about staying up to date. And staying up to date means there is a lot of resources for you. So you're already doing the right thing by joining this specific event. And again, check out the user group page. There is webinars, there is Zero from Hero events or trainings that you can do. And then I also, as Vingesh mentioned, I do a lot of different activities or assets. So I summarized some of them on this page. So one is, if you don't know yet, I publish a monthly newsletter, which is aka.ms/Defender News, where I summarize all the goodness and assets that we just released the previous month. I need to tell you, it's really hard to keep up. So I have to go through multiple resources to find out what we've published. So there is the What's New page, there is the tech community blogs, there is something in the head of the engineerings that they released, which wasn't published anywhere. So I want you to make it easier for everyone. So this is Defender. So everything, Defender for Endpoint, Defender for Identity, Defender for Cloud Apps, Defender for IoT, Microsoft Defender Vulnerability Management. We also announced and have in preview our exposure management, and so on. So this is all here. If you're looking for Defender for Cloud, there's a link on the top because they have their own blog. It's a huge other beast of a product, and they have this. And then there's also from Rod Trent on his blog. If you search online, he also publishes Defender news, but also the Sentinel news and many, many other news. Another thing that we have, or that I do, is I call it the Virtual Ninja Show. The idea was to walk people through the rich virtual ninja trainings that we have for almost all the products. So aka.ms/MDE Ninja and MDO Ninja and MDA Ninja. Some need updates, but it's also a lot of work. But so this was the original idea. And now we are basically looking at what is exciting, what are new features, what are new scenarios that are available for you. And I invite a product expert, and then we discuss. And I ask usually for a demo. I ask all kind of questions that come to my mind. And then we stream them, and you have the opportunity to also join and ask your questions, but you can also always ask questions afterwards, and we are hopefully making sure that we get your question answered. These ninja trainings, also the one where you can get a certificate, I just want to mention it. It is not an official certificate. It is a fun certificate. You learn and you have a knowledge check, and then you can get a nice certificate. But if you're looking for something official, we have the Microsoft Learn page. There is a lot of training. There is courses, self-studying. There's also Microsoft Learn live events that you can join where experts will walk you through and you can ask your questions. You can build your own learning path. And these are also resources where engineering works together with Microsoft Worldwide Learning to get this content out there. So I want to again thanks everyone for being a part of the community. More things that I find super important because it's important to me. It's about culture and respect. So please be nice. Please be respectful. There's sometimes someone ask a question in the chat and it was actually just talked about. We don't know why this person did miss this information. So let's be nice and answer such as, oh, it was just explained. Won't help anyone. So be nice. If you know something, help others. Some people might not be at the level that you are yet. Some people might need a little longer to understand. Some people, it's not our language. It's not my mother language. It's not everybody's mother language. So for me, this is extremely important that we respect each other and that we are nice with each other. Also, ask your questions. This is your time, and don't feel that there is no stupid question. If you didn't understand something, ask it now. You can ping the people also offline, ping them directly. But usually, I love especially the interaction in the chat. Be fun, be nice, and yeah, get the most out of your event. So the next sessions that we have, and I don't want to be in your shoes right now, honestly, because these are awesome tracks. I look through them and it's like, how do I make a decision where I'm going? So good luck with that. But the next two sessions, there is one which is protecting against QR codes, phishing using Microsoft Defender for Office 365, 3 rock stars. And we have track 2, Microsoft 365 Copilot, SharePoint versus Purview, Ashish, another rock star. So yeah, I think you need to make your choice. But I saw that there is a recording running. So Vingesh, maybe you can quickly explain if this is being available afterwards. I might have missed it. But yeah, thank you for having me and thanks everyone for joining. And I wish you a wonderful day of learning.
All right. Thank you so much, Heike. Thanks a lot. And folks, I believe that pretty much sets the tone for the rest of the day. And Heike, you are really awesome. Thank you so much for being up here at 6 a.m. in the morning and, doing this for us. I think now you can go back and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks a lot for that. All right. So folks, if you have any specific questions for Heike, if you can just stay like for 2 to 3 minutes, you can just put it in the chat. Anything specific, something that you want to quickly ask. We have
Yes,
another
I'm
3 more minutes. Yeah. If anybody has any specific questions. And she's been sharing a lot of wonderful resources. And I must admit that I've learned a lot from them. So if at all you're somebody who's learning to start your journey with, trying to start your journey with Defender or any Microsoft security product for that matter, those are wonderful resources. So please make advantage of that.
Don't be shy.
Yeah. You can also put it in the chat if at all you don't want to, voice out your questions, even that's fine.
I will stick around for a little bit, so I'm interested.
Sure. All right. Okay. All right, folks. So with that, I just want to quickly, reiterate our plan for the day. So, so this is the event website. The agenda, it has 2 tracks, track 1 and track 2. I'm sorry, this time we missed mentioning the product name for against the specific track. So track 1 is Microsoft Defender and track 1 is Microsoft Purview. So please don't get confused. And as far as the recording is concerned, we will be sharing that with everyone who has attended all the sessions. So please do not worry about the recording for now. It's coming your way for now. For today, just focus on learning as much as possible and getting all your questions answered. That's what matters for today. And the recording, we'll make sure that it comes to you. All right.
Can you quickly, sorry, explain, Vinkers, how do people choose where's the track? How do I get to the different sessions?
Sure. So it's simple, right? So track one, that is a Teams icon against each and every single session, right? Just come here and click on this Teams icon. And we also made it simple that, say for instance, if you're joining track one, it's just a single Teams meeting invite for all the sessions. So all you need to do is to stay on that meeting invite, and speakers will be joining one after the other, and they'll be delivering their sessions. It's as simple as that. Same goes with track two also. The Teams icon is just here. Click on it and join.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
And
So
which
I
track
think
is this? Are
the
we
one
staying
which you
all in here?
so the track one. So now whatever we are all here is on the track one. This is the Microsoft Defender track,
Mhm.
and then there is a parallel track which has already started, which is the track two. That is the Microsoft Purview track. So if at all you're interested on Microsoft Purview sessions, it has already started. So please make sure that you start, clicking on the session for M365 Copilot, SharePoint versus Purview, and you can join that. Okay. All right. I think we are at the top of the hour now. And thanks once again, Heike. So with that, we'll be starting the Microsoft Defender breakout sessions in this very track. So let me call upon the speakers for that. So Vipul, Ajay, and Urja, I think you're there. If you could just share your screen and let's get started with the session.
Sure. Hey everyone, Vignesh, can you hear me? Urja here.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Just give me 1 minute. I'm going to get the recording done for this.
Sure.